happening, guys? Everyone good?
Yeah, man.
Yeah? Okay, you say you're fixing up your hair, yeah?
Yeah, go ahead. This is a new thing, man.
Alright, yeah, so basically I thought we could just touch on a few subjects on music, how this drill music and other music is influencing our younger generation, films, etc. What's your take on it? What's your thoughts? Let's go.
Yeah. I think I'll start by saying, yeah, I 100% believe that the kind of music that is definitely pushed out there,
As in now?
now and even from before
Yeah.
to now, that wasn't controlled by our community, I don't think in totality has been good for our community. That's my personal opinion.
In what aspect though? What do you mean?
Even like there's something I came across when you're dealing with music and as poetry. When you combine poetry and music together and you keep repeating it, right? The way it sits in your subconscious is like it's on another level. So when people try to compare music to films and stuff like that, for me it's like, yeah, you can watch a film once and then maybe you watch it again like 3 months later, 5 years later.
What sort of, narrow it down, what sort of music?
Yeah, but no, what I'm trying to say is whatever kind of music you are listening to on a regular basis.
No matter what music.
Yeah, no matter what that music is, it would affect how you think and perceive the world. If you keep listening to it over and over again. But it's conditioning, isn't it?
I agree with that.
So it's like, so when you've got, obviously some people trying to come out, even with hip hop, let's go into, if you want to say, let's go back and go to like soul, Motown. It was like music was like an expression in it of how I feel, what's happening in the moment, and you know.
But with that being said, there was certain words they were using, not to cut you, they were using certain words, whether it was love or if it was derogatory. Back then, certain slang word deriving from sex or things like that. People were like, oh, you can't say that and you can't do this because that there. But then, as the time went on, we started to listen to rap music, and it was like, oh, that rap music's doing this and doing that. Remember, that's not our culture, that's America. What the problem is with the music here today is our culture. So whatever anyone's singing in their tunes is exactly directly what's happening outside. So to glorify it, just through our music, and everyone knows that's what's going on. That's where the problem is, because the American side now, if you think about it, we kind of, unless it's R&B or certain music, we kind of shine it to the side a bit. Everyone's focus is mainly on the UK scene. So if you've got kids in there covering up their face and talking about chinging and all sorts of stuff, this is what's going to happen, and it's going to get even worse and worse and worse.
Do you find yourself personally that music influences you? So if, for instance, if I'm listening to hip hop or drill, I don't really listen to drill, but if I'm listening to a local artist from the ends, I find that if I'm driving, I'm more gassed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've got a bit of road rage in me. If I'm listening to like slow music, slow jams, R&B, I find.
Oh, you're man, I've seen you. You're
you know what I'm saying?
He goes to the gym with R&B. It depends on what it keeps you calm.
Music really does define my mood and my temperament. You know
That's
what I'm trying to say? And I'm more on it if I'm listening to.
What I find confusing is that we've moved through, I think over the last 10 years as well, everyone listens to White and Black, or whatever it may be, even Gangnam Style. So,
I didn't listen to that.
No, but you know what I mean, it's like, you know what I mean, I'm talking about, we went through a phase where there was so much different genres of music and everyone was just getting rid of it, and maybe it's through the internet and whatnot, but with this particular music right now, that frequency, that kind of what they're saying right now, honestly, I don't care who doesn't like what I say. It is why the youths are shanking up each other. Because I honestly believe that the youths go out there to look for dramas, to then go studio, to then go and put it on their tunes to say they're doing this stuff. Because I've seen it.
I find that drill music is different because we've been listening to guys rap for how long? We've been listening to Hit Him Up, used to Gas Man and all them things.
Is that because it wasn't where we're from? Because we're not from America. So
no, what I'm saying is it used to gas me, and man's done certain things, but it used to gas me. But what I'm saying is the difference is with drill, I personally find is like, drill is like, rap's more like, if it's anything, it's dissing you and stuff like that. Drill is like more or less drawing you out. You know what I'm saying? I've done this to you. Do you
think you could have two drill artists battling each other like two rap artists battling each other? That's what I'm saying. Two rap artists could battle each other.
And they're talking about what they've done to the next man after. Say if one side kill the next guy and they'll be singing about it and going mad about it. Do you know what I'm saying? I think it just draws you out.
Do you think that music
whole
is the sole
energy
purpose?
is-
Do you think that's what solely contributing to why there's so
Not
much?
solely, because I don't know why everything is solely based on. This is how it feels for me. It's solely based on black music,
Yeah.
black films. Everything that we kind of do is kind of looked down, because I remember old school rock and roll and that. They used to say if it goes backwards, what they're really saying, singing about the devil, and all these things.
Yeah, that's right.
You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, when they say playing
When you think
backwards, that's
these
like-
people that going up in churches and all these places, that's killing people.
They're
What do you
looking
think
for
they're
different.
listening
They're
to?
listening there, yeah.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
That's right, you know.
Huh?
The people that
They
do
don't drink blood on
That's what I'm
stage.
saying. But nothing,
Yeah, you're
nothing
right.
ain't said about that. It's not an influence for kids to go goth and
It's
listen
true.
to all
That's
these
one.
things.
What is the music that the
What
guys
is
that
it
shoot
doing
up
that?
churches?
So what is it?
What are they
What
listening
is
to?
it?
What
Nah.
kind? Is that rock punk? That's that.
No, but
It's true though. I think
not-
that. There's
Well,
something in
I
it.
think it's a mad combination of everything. Now, if we come back to what is contributing factor, yeah, I'll say internet is a big contributing factor to the whole craziness. Because before, when you get like a music video, it was like a film, it was a production.
Yeah.
Like you get the models, you get makeup, you get everything. So you're watching this music video that probably cost maybe $1 million them times there. But obviously that was the
Like Williams.
company just ripping them off so they can get their money back.
Yeah.
But so now the internet's allowed every and anybody to put anything on YouTube.
True.
Yeah, it's like these kids gas thinking that music game right now as well is the be all and the end all and how they're gonna make the
And
riches.
survival. Then you got
And yeah.
you got
But can't you say
probably
the internet helps make stars now as well and gives the youths
A black
opportunity to make
Yeah.
money?
But
So
not, but
it's a double-edged
yeah,
sword,
but
isn't it?
but
Yeah,
not being
100%.
funny, not being funny. Half of us in this room know that we've all you haven't lived it, seen it, been through it, and enough of these youths that are rapping, they ain't been through it. So I want to know where they're glorifying and what they're doing. That's what I said to you.
No,
They
but
want-
I hear what you're saying, but I find with drill, as they're rapping it, they're literally doing it.
yeah,
Do you understand what I'm saying? The difference is,
yeah.
it's like they're literally doing it. Like they're saying, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and then after the video, they've gone and done it. Or they're literally doing it. You get what I'm saying? But you know,
I mean, my son can't listen to that music. To be
You don't
honest.
let him listen?
No,
No.
can't listen to it. They hear it, they see it. It's
But
just,
not
it's
all
just,
drill music's
no, it's
bad.
not all drill. It's just like there's tunes that they like. I'm like, okay, cool. I like hearing when they rap along to tunes. It's like when we was rapping along to tunes, but certain things he even knows, and I think that's where it has to be as well. Just explaining to them as well, because a lot of these kids as well, when they listen to it, I've seen kids out there listen to tunes. I'm like, you fully don't even know what you're listening to. Do you know what I'm saying to you? But yet, because of peer pressure, whether it's to look like you're in the in crowd, it's like so they get gassed over the wrong things. That there alone is psychologically is something different within itself, because it's like a false belief, isn't it?
Well, I think you see a lot of these kids. It's like you said, innit? Peer pressure, or I want to be in the in crowd, and if we're all was in year 10, year 9.
Because there's not
You
getting
wanna
so
be
girls are
listening
doing it as
to
well
what
from listening to this music
everybody-
as well, you know. Girls are doing this
Man, you
shaggy
want
with
to
that
be
man as well.
involved with every, like, you want to not be the youth that doesn't know the latest track from Zone 2, which is our next. But I don't. So it's like, it's almost like a, you know, when we get to that, when we leave school, everyone starts to really find who they are, innit?
Yeah.
Your friends starts getting smaller, your preferences in life starts, you know what
You start
I
finding
mean?
yourself.
You start finding yourself probably. So I think it's a crazy phase that some of these kids are going through.
So you don't feel like it's always been the same, it's just that we're getting older, looking into it rather than...
you know what I think? I know the point you're making, but
Yeah.
I think down to the music, I'm more into the frequencies, and I think the frequency has changed. I think
Yeah, that's
the
right.
frequency draws you in. Sometimes you can listen to just a drill beat, but it's the
Yeah.
frequency. Do you understand what I'm trying to say to you?
Let me tell you something.
Look,
I know.
for instance, look at your hairline. And your flats. I'm joking, guys. If you had the right frequency, you might grow.
No, but it's, I think the times have changed.
What, when Pepper used to give you his credit?
No, the times have changed, right? Like what Dean said earlier, it's kind of been getting, you have 1 or 2 little bad words. Then in 1970, 1 or 2 bad words. 1980, maybe 5 or 6 bad words. 1990, you got like 50 bad words. 2000, you got 100 bad words. And now it's everything. It's like people started losing. I don't know.
Do you find like, you know, like when we used to go and get a film, it was 15 or 18, do you think there's no guidelines for his music? There has to be. And also as well, like, like I said, I don't make him listen to certain things. That's my preference. When we're at home and we listen to a blend of all types of music, he's like, rah. Imagine this, he will hear something and he'll be like, but I've heard that in this new tune. No son, that new tune's got it from here. You see what I'm saying to you? So they're looking at things and getting gassed off for certain things that we listen to, do you understand? And we know the good meaning from it, do you understand? Or the vibe that we get from it. And it was played in a different frequency, like you said. They take it and then they put these drums on. Now there's another thing with music. That music, that hard, heavy beating drums in the thing does something to your soul. And I'm going to be straight with you. It digs deep because I can't listen to it. When I see it, I get a headache. Like,
What's that really more?
Drill music. I can't. It's just really.
You haven't heard one drill tune?
Not one.
Unknown T.
Unknown T. Yeah. See, the hooks
I
are catchy.
think the beats are good. The beats are good. The hooks are good. It's just
The message.
But it does kind of get you like.
It gets you pumping. It does.
No, it does get you pumping. Yeah.
Whoa, easy.
But then it was the same as when I listened to rap. If I didn't like too much words, because obviously the N word in rap.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't know if it's just me or you're just speaking mad fast, bro.
No. Within the rap music, like, back then, do you know what I mean, there was a message to it, and we would listen to it because we would know what's going on in the States and things like that. We're getting so much attention from the rest of the world because of what's going on with this drill music, and because of what they're seeing on the TV. And everywhere you go, the Americans or everyone's like, man, England's going crazy. That's not really what you really want, because we've got a culture that they're missing. Like, look at the culture, like I said, we grew up in an estate. Like, they look at the Fredo video and say, right, you got good food out there. They think that I don't know what they think we do or whatever. But because of how things are, do you understand, they're missing the bigger picture, do you understand? They're missing the point, do you understand? We have a culture, and our culture is our
Ain't drill music from Chicago?
I think that's where it stems from, Chicago, right?
Yeah.
It stems from, but that's what I'm saying.
It stems from Chicago.
Is it that violent in Chicago?
Madness.
Oh, Chicago's million times worse than it. Probably Chicago's crazy. Right now, Chicago is. That's what the drill shit. That drill shit and all that hype and
that's
that
like cheap.
That's where it stems from.
That's what.
Yeah.
So you know England, London, they. Like
So okay, if let's explore this whole thing a bit more. Alright, you can talk about influence and whatnot, but would we say that we can blame parents for?
You can't. If
the
the
kids?
internet say you can't. Back in the day, you could blame parents because it wasn't so easy for you to come in your house and play that music in your house. But now they got phones and all that stuff and whatever. So basically. Yeah, in a certain way you can say monitoring your children, but then with all the laws and things
when
like
they're out,
when they're out, you
phones
can't do
in
that.
school.
You know what I'm saying to you? It's like someone says to me,
in school, you got kids spitting it in school, like spitting.
I'm not gonna lie, everyone knows me, I swear. And if I do it around children or whatever, one thing I do know is that they know the right rule because you explain. Someone said, but why do you do that? I said, we live in Hackney. If you don't want me to do it in my house and I step outside, they're going to see and hear all of the things that we're trying to shun them from in abundance. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So they're going to go to school and you come home and start spitting. I'm like, where do you learn that from? Because it's on the playground. Do you understand? So no matter how much you take things away from them or try and shun them or hide it from them, they're going to get it from somewhere else. Do you understand? My son just has to look outside the window and see the most wrongest things happen. We live in Shorley, so everything happens. Do you understand? Then they come and ask you. It's gone past the point of, what is that, Dad? Because I've done it in a straightforward way that this is the dumb thing and this ain't the dumb thing. Do you know what I mean? So, there is a certain way with parents, going back to it, that, they explain it. If you don't explain to your kids what they're dealing with, then they're going to run with it and then you're lost. And you have to remember as well, there's a lot of older people as well that they go to work or they might be slightly older than us. They don't really care about what's, as long as their kids are happy and they've got their free time, they don't care what they're doing in the next room. Because I watched something the other day and I'm watching, I don't know if it was who was it, Steve the Madman or whatever it is.
Steve.
And his daughter talking about one man for your boom boom.
Video, I think.
Do you see that? And I'm like, right, that's what his daughter was saying. And I'm like, and then someone posted, I read the message, someone said, well, that's what happens when you've got older brothers and sisters. There's another thing. Because a lot of people hear, come out the room, you can't hear that. Do you remember when you was younger? Because as a person that's had older brothers and sisters, that must have come out, you can't hear that. Come out, it's not for you. 100%. And do you know what happens with that? You want to find out even more. True. Do you see my point?
100%.
But do you think, even with that, right? Because you got not only drill music, you got
Bashment.
Because
Bashment right now is not keeping in the good light, right? It's not Bashment like how I know Bashment. I mean, people that doing Superman off the speakers.
Still got the hip
You know
hop
what,
that's
when you
still
say
doing
bashment,
it.
it depends on the artist as well.
Yeah.
It's not just bashment, it's...
But then, so are there any good drill artists then? Where they actually preach a different, have you come across?
What about the guys that you was representing, Spat Nation? you were saying, yeah, the positive.
So that was what they call them? What were they doing? Hope dealers or something. Hope dealers.
They're talking about the Christian guys.
But you see that, yeah, don't you think that obviously the drill music, it is, I don't like it, do you get what I'm trying to say? But at the end of the day, they're talking about what they're seeing in real life. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Just like hip hop, you're talking about the environment. If they're seeing man getting shanked up all day,
yeah, but
that's what they're gonna rap about. Do you get what I mean?
You know what it is? They're talking like what both are saying. They talk about it like, they don't talk about it from third person. They talk about it from like, I'm gonna go and do this.
And that's
what it comes from the parenting, isn't it? Because where it's been like the discipline's been it's gone now.
Let me tell you why I can't come from the parenting. Yeah. How much of us that used to keep up or done fuckery, yeah? When your mum heard you done the fuckery, she said, no, not my son.
Yeah, that's right.
Because when you're at home, you're one person.
Yeah.
As soon as you come at home, you're a little fucker. Yeah.
Alright. Is
So
your son drilling?
No.
Is your son drilling?
What do you mean is he drilling?
Are they out there drilling?
No.
Because you lot put a lot of time and effort into your kids. It depends on the time. Like even, you always will do something bad. Do you understand?
Do you know,
but it's a level that you will go to. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
I feel there's a lot of people that are going to watch this podcast and say, what do you mean parents?
How much things was you doing in school? Sorry to cut you. In school, at school time, that your mum would have been proud of?
No,
a lot. But I couldn't go too far.
I know, but then that goes with age. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So you start off small, you start off doing little fuckery,
bro.
You get older, you get more responsibility, you're allowed to do more things. And I don't think it's always to blame the upbringing. Me and you had the conversation the other day.
I know, but
we had the greatest upbringing.
Would you tell your teacher?
Alright, did we have?
Would you tell your teacher F you?
If they pissed me off.
Can you just do this?
How often?
If they,
and what will happen?
I went hand it down, so this was a regular thing for everyone. But yeah.
Just say to him.
I don't think I don't know who made that point.
Just put 20 minutes.
I think it was Perry that made the point. Like back in the day, it was harder. I mean, it was easier for the parents to be in control and stuff because there wasn't really, you know what I'm saying? There wasn't no YouTube, phones, and all these kind of things. They camera phones and all that. I'm saying now, man can make a video on his phone. You ever know your son or someone's doing a true video? They can do it on their phone. Put it on YouTube. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, it's a lot. I think it's a lot. I don't know. So it's just like a double-edged sword, isn't it? It's the YouTube helps get certain people out of
it helps make you and it can help kill you.
Don't get me wrong as well.
So what do you do?
And also some people might say it's modern day poetry because they're just expressing themselves. And yeah, they are right to express themselves, but there's a responsibility. And if you're doing something,
sorry again. You know what's scary about drill cuz is that some people that have got into this drill thing, just because they're doing drill, they're making themselves a target to other people.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Because if you notice, when you see another rapper or rappers, you're not really onto each other. When you see another drill, you automatically want to test their gangster.
That's right.
I think that's rap as well.
I know it's rap, but I'm saying not how it is with drill.
What you put out in it, the energy you put out.
But drill itself, that energy.
When Jay-Z and them first started rapping, the older generation was onto their music.
What do you mean?
Talking about how we're talking about drill right now.
Yeah.
On next MOP.
It's always going to be a perpetual thing. It's always going to be something that,
it was always, So
don't get twisted. I'm not dissing drill.
No, I'm not against it. I'm just saying
I'm just saying like Matty said, it's expressing yourself and whatnot. I'm just saying me
personally. You're against it?
I'm not against it. I'm not against it.
I just think people need to take
because I just think that people
need
to take responsibility. Need to know what you're doing. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? And get a grip of your life.
Yeah, that goes with age, innit?
Alright, do you know what? Let me break it. Have you ever
it goes with age. It goes with age. And it goes to someone you can relate to because you can't always relate to your parents. So it can relate to the schooling, not just parents. It can mentor someone that's been through it and that can tell you, boy.
Let me give you an example. When we was growing up, right? If you looked at your elders wrong, you'd get a box. I know this, yeah, because it's that. I'll give you a scenario today. I saw 30 to 50 school kids run past my yard today. So I come outside to see what's going on because it's in a square. So obviously I know these kids are going to have a fight. But what I want to know is make sure it's just a fight. If it's a fight and it's 50 cups, do that. But when we got there, the fight had done, and the older boys were egging it. God, you youngers. I was like, why don't you just step away? But you got that youth there, that's there, and I'm talking to, is now screwing you like he's a grown-ass man. And this is what it gets a problem now, because like, wow, they don't have no understanding of manners towards their elders and things like that. So they're not. So if they've got, and also as well, if you watch these kids, have you ever seen the kids when they stand together and out of nowhere they just have an outburst? Do you know what I mean? Like, and start laughing for no reason. I'm like, right, this is a form of craziness, because there's no one did anything for you to laugh. Now you put that with the drill music. That's a clusterfuck mess.
Also as well.
Do you see what I'm saying to you? That's one. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
It's also the drugs, you know.
And also the drugs as well. And these youths as well. A lot of these youths as well. I'm going to be honest with you as well. A lot of them are taking flavors, so to say.
Flavors.
All these different flavors.
What's
Now all the different types of weeds. All the different
Remember when we were younger,
flavors.
they used to say if you smoke too much skunk, you go mad.
Yeah, right. And I think that's what's going on as well. I've seen it.
Alright, so why did you wait till you get to 30 to start smoking skunk?
No, you see,
Is that why you've been acting peculiar?
it's a mixture of a lot of things.
Yeah.
But you clearly don't like drill. Let me tell you why I say that you condemn drill, because you wouldn't allow your son to listen to drill. But maybe, okay, let me not say that, because
I don't stop myself from
no.
I'm not listening to it.
You might listen to drill,
When I mean stop
but it doesn't mean that you don't condemn it.
No. When I mean stop listening, in my house we don't play that. Like when I mean, you can play rap and play certain. He can play Fredo and Netflix and tune all that tunes or whatever, or slow music, but there's different music. When he was born, we played back. Yeah, that is a classical composer.
Yeah.
Now, what are you doing with that? But I know it's because we spoke earlier on about frequency.
Well,
he plays music on a certain frequency that gets your energy levels in a different way. People need to understand that this drill music is and other music is uplifted. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? And that's how it feels. It's like being in a moggy situation where you just can't get out of it. It's just weird. And I think these kids right now, they don't even know what they're doing, so they don't even know how to counteract it or fight against what is going on. So when they hear us speaking about it, they just think that we're like the old school people, like what we used to hear. You can't do this, you can't do that, you can't this, you can't do that. What kind of music is this? What kind of music is that? So they're gonna look at it like we're some old people, but we're not, because we've gone through that time 100%. That's what I'm saying to you. And we're not saying we don't like it. Some of us simply dress the same as some of these young youths. But I'm just saying to you, So, I mean, so you can understand some older people. I see an older man rocking to drill music, and I'm thinking, do you understand what they're saying? Or is it you just like the in thing? There's a maturity with it. You know what I mean? Like, we're sitting there talking.
There's a time and a place for it. And, you know, I think music for me, see, the music I listen to is based on how I'm feeling at the time, my expression. I can't express myself through music. What was I saying to you? What's better, soca or Afrobeats?
Soca.
Soca.
Yeah, it's racist.
But you just say that because soca. Let's get to this topic then. How could you say that? But you use that. But soca. Anyone that's in Africa that live in this country, you never went to know soca, to know Afrobeats rate. You would have a guy in Camden Palais. You would have a guy
if you say
all that does. Listen, no, wait. Listen, this is the bash when you're doing everything. All of a sudden you get shy with this Afrobeats thing. You're gonna like use that.
If you said to me, what's better, Afrobeats or old school bashment?
Why old school bashment?
Old school bashment.
I can't do the new school bashment.
Old school bashment.
Old school bashment.
So you're saying Afrobeats is better than soca?
You best mind
I'm
me
telling
saying.
you 100% because
100%.
Let me tell you why I say 100%.
100%. Have you not got a carnival?
Because you know, no, we do.
Have you started carnival?
You started carnival.
You started carnival.
Africans started
carnival.
carnival.
Oh my God.
Not even Afro Nation. Africans started carnival.
You know what?
Period.
But
let's never go there.
No, next week. We're not in this one.
The Africans actually did.
No, we did, but let's not go there. That's another.
What house?
Wait. You see
the Caribbean?
Yeah.
The Caribbean is basically based on African history,
Traditions and culture.
diluted through lost in time.
Yeah.
But they still have certain of the aspects from the past.
And that's what carnival is.
And that's what it basically is.
There's a carnival in Nigeria in a place called Calabar, but that's not that. I'm saying that because this is.
They're
while some
floats and everything. They got steel band.
That's while some.
They did the steel band.
But we had all
that's the
kinds
way
of
it's changed. But it's still
the same premise of what carnival is, celebration and all that. I say that simply because as islanders, West Indian islanders, you grew up on that. I didn't necessarily grow up on soca, so it would hit you guys in a different way than it would for me. I enjoyed soca, but how it sits with you or so is very different. You know what I'm saying? So that's why like now, but old school bashment, that was me. Old school bashment, jungle, garage, hip hop. That's what I grew up on.
Soca's probably the most peacefulest.
No, but soca.
I can tell you this, right? There was
not everything, but I'm saying it's very jump.
It's fun.
It's peaceful.
Yeah.
I think
it's fun.
I don't know. You know what?
Maybe because of what it's got attached to it, because it was a freedom
and there's a
it was
pride,
a celebration.
Yeah, soca as well.
So it wasn't necessarily a negative.
So you say soca has a positive frequency?
Yeah,
100%.
I think it does, yeah.
I've never been to a soca.
Afrobeats as well, isn't it?
Afrobeats as well, yeah.
100%. But that's what the reason why I asked. The reason why I asked because even Afrobeats.
Where groove dances were the same.
Africans. Everything African would have come first. No homo.
Yeah.
Okay. But you find that soca, zouk, you can hear the melodies from where it's come from.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? That's why I specifically asked that specific question.
But none of those genres of those music did anything. I mean, when we was growing up and it was jungle, nothing was going on then.
But jungle had high frequency as well though.
Yeah, no, it had drugs, but
there wasn't violence like that. No, it wasn't that violent. Jungle wasn't that violent.
It wasn't there like that.
Jungle was fun.
No, I'm saying it wasn't there like that.
You weren't like that. No, but you would get into like, you know, that little mosh pit. It was just like, it wasn't violent.
The drugs was more happy than.
Yeah, it was happy drugs. And that's what it is as well. I mean,
let me put a pin there, right? I went to 8. This is funny enough. Check out the guy. 8 Club. One morning like that. So now, if you know 8, you know they don't play nothing but like house and techno and trance and all that. I was like, you've got. When I went in there, it was like there was so many different rooms and stuff in the venue. I was like, why don't they put one R&B room in here? And like so they can attract a different crowd. So to one of the managers, he goes, nah mate, they ain't putting that shit in there. You got to start thinking about your problems and stuff. Yeah, and then you start getting depressed and stuff. I don't want no depressed people here thinking about the problems. They want to shoot somebody. Nah, I want people to just come here, take their drugs and be happy.
It's alright for them to have that happy drug.
This is
tree.
Imagine that.
So
they have seen that this music influences you in a particular way, and we don't want that vibe. Look how much clubs are shut down in East London, South London over the years because.
Didn't you find it frustrating when you couldn't get a venue?
Yeah, as a promoter, you say you do
but you understand why
we do it to ourselves, isn't it? Yeah. At the same time, you know what I mean? You can't just play the music. It's us as a culture. We get given opportunities, but then we mash it up. At the same time, do you know what I mean?
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
Yes and no. I'll throw in there. What's that film called? Blue Story. Now, from what I've heard, black people are getting the blame for it and stuff. Not that it shouldn't even have been shut down, in my opinion. But they're getting the blame for it. All of these things, the what ifs, the whatnots, and all of these things. I think they've shut it. What's that cinema? Is it View?
Before we even go any further now, what I'm fed up with is that we get blamed for something without the full speech. And without the fact. And the fact is this, is that it was Asian youth that ran up into View Cinema. They never stopped, what did you say? No Bollywood films were stopped, Frozen wasn't stopped, no other film wasn't stopped, but they made this man, and the joke is, I find, and I'm going to be straight because
Scarface won't stop.
I'm going to be straight.
No, I'm saying the culture. We're not going. You're not saying yo.
Kill Bill won't stop.
You know what I mean? I'm saying like folks. You know what I'm saying? Oh God, what's the motive? Yeah, we got to our Bollywood breathe, you know. We're not doing that, but Asians can come to our culture. Everyone comes into our culture. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So it's not necessarily sometimes black people. It's the culture. Like, do you know what I mean? And we're very invited. We invite everyone into it. Like, do you know what I mean? We're not going no rock and roll. They're not going to let us in.
And also, like when Mum made that comment there about, you know, we don't want us to be in the clubs and having our depressed vibes and whatnot. Mate, not being funny. When these guys sniff coke and they go outside and they start fighting each other and having fights in the middle of the road in front of everybody and whatever, like, you know, I heard someone say, they're just being boisterous. And I'm like, man, and Glastonbury is a madness. I'm going to be honest with you, like, seriously, when you put on Glastonbury and the children watch that and they put it on daytime and you're seeing people moaned out on the floor, I'm not seeing
washing for 4 days.
Washing 4 days.
It's like a bigger picture though.
Vomiting everywhere. I see it,
No, but it's a bigger picture. It's, you can pass out, do this, do that, take all drugs, but don't spill no blood. And
bro, they're dying on drugs, bro.
No, they're dying on drugs. They're dying.
They're dying.
No. How many? You can't tell me.
No.
Yeah, but I don't know. You can't say that because then you're doing what they're doing. Where's the facts? I haven't heard of 100 people dying in Glastonbury and overdose. No.
There is facts.
No. My point. What I'm trying to say is What I'm trying to say is that I think there is an attack on a particular. We know that a particular kind or particular race might be going through. We've been going through what we've been going through for hundreds and hundreds of years, right? It's still going on now in different forms for whatever reason it's going on for, right? And at the end of the day, it's all about economy. It's all about the money. So if this guy, you open up a club, you might be the person to tell me, I don't want these kind of people in here. Right, because it boils down to, is it affecting my pocket?
No, but I hear that, but the music that
if you're saying, wait,
and they're making money from it.
No, I know, but if you're saying, maybe we want to make money, but I don't want you to now start affecting our tourism. Because in Europe now, you're going to start being #1 murder capital in Europe. Now people Google these things and say, I don't want to go there, or it might affect them in one way or another. Or another shop shuts down, the taxman doesn't get paid. So I see how all of these things might affect somebody's pocket. And I think bottom line in everything, it always boils down to somebody's pocket. True. Right? Now push all that aside, yeah? We're going to be talking about the balance of, is it staying or is it going? In terms of drill music and certain kind of music that's influential. And for me personally, that you'll be listening to some hip hop track or drill track or whatever, maybe not you, but when you're around kids, right, and you hear a swear word or you hear and it's repetitive, you might say no. So you're and that child is hearing this, heard some, but there's also heard you say no. Yeah. So it's now teaching that child that there's things there's levels to different things, and some parents don't do that. And I say, as much as the world is the world now, it's what it is. We've got internet now, we've got phones, we've got airdrop, we've got everything now. It's so much quicker to get information. So parenting now becomes even harder.
That runs into something else I wanted to say. Do you think a lot of parents are becoming more friends than parents to their children?
But a lot of parents.
And do you think it's right? Because I'm not being funny. I know there's a lot of single parents out there, but your child is not your best friend, or
I know exactly what
you're saying. It's not. And there's a lot of them, and there's no guidelines.
Times have changed.
No, I know that, but times have changed. But when you look
kids
at the
kids.
But when you look, but there's adults.
And I think this day and age, where your child has the freedom, because you can't hit your kids.
Yeah, that's right.
So I think you've got to kind of come to that level. You got kind of, that's what I'm saying. You got to come and go to their level
of understanding, but still keep. But I get you still keep.
No,
that
I know.
distance.
I'm just saying the times have changed.
Kids
I will run jokes with my son because I know what he's seeing out there. So the jokes we will run is from what he's seeing outside. I'm like, you can make a funny type of, but know the level. I'll never hear this boy or even other children that people that raise their children right that they swear, even though their parents swear or they do something. You know what I mean? It's like it's kind of crazy. There's a my grandmother never swore. My grandmother never swore. She never used to swear. No, but the grandma's now. That's what I'm saying. The grandma's not twerking.
You got to grandma twerking dance.
But do you know what I mean? It's
She's standing outside the raves in there.
Even as some people may say as bad, some people may say as bad as foreign religion is that was imposed onto the African race, the black race, i.e. Christianity, right?
So you're like me, you know that we have a different religion.
Yeah, we have all kinds of, you know what I mean? But they put, like, a Caucasian, almost every African. When I was young in Nigeria, I had an illustration Bible that every picture in there was of a Caucasian person, right? So what does that tell the mind? But push that aside. Yeah, you know what I mean? So push that aside, but I think that foundations of religion is us here. We were probably the last few that actually felt that go to church.
Yeah.
And you had to go to church. And
I know where you're going.
Gave you like but this new school kids,
You can't tell
they don't have no morals. So even when they're listening, now there's no morals, there's no teachings, there's no father figure. The mom's scared,
the parents don't have
and the parents they don't have those.
faith.
And then now, so even the kids now, they're just in a mad place. So everything goes.
Yeah, I would say,
And this is why I'm saying about how. So let's get to what I'm saying. How do you think parents and their children? There's too many parents out there being best friends with their son.
But they don't know about.
Because my mum and dad, we went. Remember that saying? I'm not your friend, you know.
Yeah.
Remember that one? I'm not your friend. You think you take me and you aside, you know? Me and you make the same age. You take me in the same size. Me and our friend. But you don't hear that now. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
You won't hear it now. Wouldn't be your friend now.
Like growing up, like Africans had more of a strict like
They did.
discipline.
They did.
Like,
You don't wear it like
at
that.
home, you couldn't do nothing.
African man wear it like that.
You're a doctor.
But
that was it. Like the
engineer.
you're a nurse, doctor. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Now,
that's the reason
there's so much
line.
freedom in that. You know what I'm trying to say to you, and it's just because, as you said, the government know what they're doing. They're making.
I'm glad you said
they're
that.
Making like anybody more free now. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Look, like. Just again, like African.
And anyone opposed
it, like, do you know what I'm trying to say to you? West Indians. If your uncle hears that you're messing up, your dad hears that you're messing up, you're finished. Like, I'm going to tell your dad.
There's a certain level of embarrassment for you to stop doing something.
Now I'm going to tell your dad, okay, where is he? You know what I'm trying to say? He's drilling. You know what I'm trying to say?
The twerking grandma.
So I think there's a with the generation, we've lost that culture from back home. That, do you know what I'm trying to say? And then we do that stupid thing again, which I don't want to give my kids what I never had. That's another thing.
That's why part of that culture is being lost as well, for the fact that it's because, like you said, Mitch wasn't born here.
Yeah.
Mitch, he has, you know what I'm trying to say, he has it instilled in him now. We're from the Caribbean, so when we have kids, it just gets diluted. Diluted. That's why I always instill in my kids, you know you're Dominican, innit?
Yeah, that's right.
You know you're this, innit? You know you're this, innit?
That's
You're
right.
this and this and this. You understand what I'm trying to say?
That's our responsibility to do that.
It's our responsibility to make them know
that. And you know something, another thing, right, is a lot of my mum's friends, I never knew their first names.
Yeah, that's aunt and uncle.
Yeah.
Listen,
uncle.
When I tell my son to go, that's aunt and uncle. There's no first name.
But then,
goodbye. Because that's how we was when we grew up.
And then that gives you the difference. Look, like I was saying, we kind of dress the same way an 18, 21-year-old would dress. Back in the day, when it was 12, 13, 14, and a 35 or 40-year-old came in.
Chelsea mix, innit?
Shirts and so there was a difference.
What I want to say though, there's a lot of youths making money right now in this day and age, right? They're making a lot of money, these youngsters right now. But what they need to do is have a respect with it as well, because making money doesn't mean that you're that man. There comes an experience as well. There's people that have got most experience and they ain't broke, but they can show you something. You can have the most money with no experience. I ain't listening to you. And this is what's going on with these kids. They just think, yeah, I can do it, I can buy it, I can whatever. And then they feel like you're on the same level as them, and you're not. You're not on the same level.
They're teaching you, there's a secret child line. So if you see anything like, cool, it won't even show up on your phone bill and that. They're telling these kids now that your parents have no control.
Yeah.
Like, you can do what you want. Like, do you know what I mean? So
they want to teach 5-year-olds that they can wear dresses and 5-year-old boys that they can wear dresses and
there's a whole.
It's crazy because what they do, they look at our generation and say you're wrong for saying that. But I have to say this: if you went to a Catholic school, you went to some kind of school, if you even went to Queensbridge, and they were singing hymns, and they teach you about the Bible and they tell you what's what and what's what and what's what. We've been taught no to a lot of things that we are teaching our children that were taught by back then, and now being told no because we can't tell them that. I'm confused because who's teaching our children? Who's supposed to teach the children? I'm supposed to be the one teaching my son. I brought him onto this planet not for anybody else to man him or teach him or show him the way. It's for me. Do you understand? It's the whatless dad that do that. I'm not whatless. So if I'm teaching my son something and he says to me, Dad, what's that? And I have to explain it. How do you expect us who grew up in a certain time to explain to our children about the new changes that are happening now? Do you understand what I'm saying to you? My son come home from school and he says, Dad, I don't want to be at school doing this because they're telling me to cut out willies and vaginas and just stick it in the next page. And I'm like, what's that about? That's a waste of time. Do you see my point? You go into schools now and they're saying to you, there's no sex. What is that? But in the Bible says this, that and the other. So, and I have to say that, and even if it's not in the Bible, there's everyone in the family got their morals. I'm like, see, I'm down for anything that anybody wants to do. Each to their own. But when it comes to teaching, do you understand? My children, I don't want to have to turn on the TV and then have to explain to him that is wrong when I know it's wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, do you understand what I'm saying to you? I don't want to have to have him. I don't want my son to come on to me and say to me, Dad, but you shouldn't be saying that. No, I should be saying that because what you're learning now, remember, I've got 30, 40 years over you. I was taught a different way. Do you understand? And it's still got them remnants of it right now. Do you understand? You got to look at what's going on in our timeline. And also as well, people look at this well. We're not old because our timeline. We grew up through all of this stuff. And we're watching all of what these kids are doing now. So remember, we've gone through that, no computers, going through telephone boxes. Doesn't mean that we're old, but we caught that part there, that precipice there. And then phones come out, then it got TVs on, it's got this, got that. If we had that, could you imagine how much other things we would have been exposed to? Do you see what I'm saying to you? Back then, you know, our thing was, it was a hearsay. Now, wow, did you hear that? Let me jump online. It's immediate. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So we've got to look at all these aspects because right now there's an unfairness. There's an unfairness to how.
But I think no, but that's.
And it's the same with the music. It's the same with the music. It's unfairness because if I say to my kids, "No, you shouldn't be doing that," but you don't know what's going on. I know what's going on because you live in a state. And we've been fighting for it for years to say if you don't do this or you don't do that. I remember used to say to Reverend Rose from years ago, "It's going to get worse." Do you understand what I'm saying to you? It's going to get worse. This is going to get worse. And people say, "Wow, what are you talking so much for?" Now look at it now. It's got to that point. So people are listening to you now. But what I want is that when somebody does say something, and just check that person out, check out the qualifying it. And tell you, yeah, he's making sense. Look at that and then say to yourself, you know what, there's a point, because the next 5 years from now, it will get fixed. You know, I was walking through Kensington and a white woman stopped me and she said to me, and I have to put it out there, she said, your children are beautiful children, but I feel sorry for your son in the future. Now, most black men would have got upset with this white woman. I totally understood where she was going with this. Because there's a big change going on right now. And it's not like a race war, it's a class war. Do you understand? But the thing is that everybody that's running around right now and thinking that they're big man and they're thinking that they're making their money or whatever, like I said, there's a responsibility. They've got to look at what they're doing and they've got to learn how to keep control of this because it can be taken away so fast. Do you understand? If we keep doing all of this stuff that's going on right now and not, say for instance, seeing dramas outside and not trying to get in the middle. I know we mustn't get into people's business, but there comes a point, especially with the youth. We have to, there's a time and a place, but there's a time where you, like I said today, where you stop the use and say, you can't be fighting and doing that. Any one of them could have turned and switched. But I think there's something in them that realise there's certain people, it's the way your whole approach is. If you're talking with these youths, they will listen to you if you go to them in a certain way. Do you understand? If you dictate to them, they're not going to listen. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
I was going to say, now check this out. I was going to touch on something else, but are there any white drill rappers?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Who?
It's all over the place. Sweden, Scotland, Ireland, it's Australia.
Yeah, it's kind of over.
No.
They are.
Yeah. What, which one? Which ones you know?
I don't know their names, but they are. I've seen them.
You've seen, and they're talking the same crud.
But what I'm saying to you, yeah, nowadays, as I said, the music scene over here changed, didn't it?
Yeah.
Before, like, the music scene there wasn't much successful artists now. Drill music and rap are making young black millionaires.
And this is where we could deem as being haters, but we're not haters. What we're saying is like, yeah, make money from it.
That's another thing. But would you say then the artists now have a big responsibility of what they're putting out there to the youth once they become millionaires, or from what, like, you know, Stormzy's doing a lot of positive things, isn't it? Like the universities.
Yeah. Stormzy is like a semi-gospel artist.
He's different now, isn't it? That's what I'm trying to say. But when he was starting, he wasn't grime like that. He's never been rough, like.
No, I know what.
You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. I'm saying, tell my man, shut up, stuff like that. I know it's not rough.
Where you got me from? Like, you know what I'm trying to say? But now,
I get what you mean.
He's praising God on certain singles now. So I'm trying to say,
he's done what he's done to get there.
He's done what most artists should be doing.
The message he needs.
Yeah,
or is it a case of him getting to where he got
at the same time,
or understanding?
He's grown.
That's growing. That's it. That's what I'm saying. Is it a case of him?
And his character is a different kind of character. Some people are just straight down. So,
like, he's telling the kids now to vote. Do you know what I'm saying?
It affects your future and all that.
As parents, are you gonna, you know, tell your kids to vote?
You should vote. You should. Your voice should be heard.
Something like that.
But that's never been preaching to us, you know, when we growing up.
To vote. Yeah. I don't think. I think majority of the parents and the grandparents probably couldn't vote, especially the Africans.
My parents.
They were facing all kinds of different. They were facing all kinds of
Or they
issues.
voted and they never got heard.
So, you know what I mean?
That's what
And then
it
we
is.
have the conspiracy theory where it doesn't matter.
You know what though?
All of that.
Not to go into politics, but I just want to make this point. Just a quick point about voting. Why we don't get nowhere is because most of the people in there that's gonna complain that this never got in, this never happened. If all these people went out and vote, you know, you would have been heard.
At some point, they
Oh,
just
I
start a party.
No, I'm just saying
Yeah.
in general. For all the people that's gonna complain, what's gonna happen now with Conservatives and whatnot, whether you agree or not, if everyone got off their arse and voted,
Nothing might have happened.
but yeah.
So we're saying, do we blame the parents?
No,
for
no,
negative drill
100% not.
music?
No.
Do we blame the government?
It's like the blame the government.
You know what?
I think
Because
it's a
you can have some parents that let their son, their daughter listen to what they want and whatnot. Okay? But at the same time, it depends on the child's mentality.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't mean that child's gonna go out there and do fuck. That child is still gonna go out to do uni, engineering, do whatever is capable of. So sometimes it's down to the mentality as well.
Has movies ever influenced you guys in certain ways?
Yeah, I'll say it has.
Like Minister Society, Boys in the Hood.
But that was their truth, innit? It's just like black history. That's American history and we have our own history. You see what I'm saying to you? Like,
But
remember,
did you notice that in our community, we imitated what was going on from like Minister Society, Boys in the
But the
Hood?
thing
You
was,
kind of see things
do,
and you
innit?
add it into your lifestyle.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
no, what happened is I think it's as
Down to
simple
even
as
words and sayings.
yeah,
Yeah.
we didn't as
I honestly think
And
it's
black
because we saw
culture.
something black on the TV.
This is it.
It was like,
As
oh, it's
black
black.
culture.
It's ours, it's black, it's black.
yeah, in UK,
Especially in America, it's like, raw, we do that too.
yeah,
Yeah, Americans are even more gas because they never believed there was black people in England.
Well, if you check it in UK, we didn't have things. We only had Trevor McDonald on TV at one point.
Yeah.
So we just gravitated to what another black, something black.
But you know what it is? When they make like a Menace to Society or Top Boy, whatever, they make it in that kind of way. But when they make like a film about the craze, they kind of like
Glorify, yeah.
It's worshipped.
Worship, yeah.
worship,
Crazy like
Italian films that worship. It's like
It's a better production. It's like a better production.
You've explained it, we know this.
Cleaner and it's
they make it like
Yeah, they're
glamorous. Even Scarface.
the whole world seen it,
It's the
Scarface.
same thing
Yeah.
happening, really. If you think about it.
Yeah.
it's just how it's shot.
Down to,
This is how it's
even
shot.
me and my brethren was joking there the other day. Down to like, remember they tried to stop Rasta Mouse?
Yes, yeah.
Now,
Yeah, they tried to stop Rasta Mouse, yeah.
But do you remember Super 10?
Yep.
Yeah.
Tell me that Tex wasn't fruity. Hey Tex!
Yeah.
You remember that? I used to speak.
I thought it was Dottie that was the fruity one.
Yeah, but remember? Hey Tex!
Why is it trying to stop Russell now?
Rasta, Mouse, the way he used to talk, innit? Jamaican and stuff, they said kids started speaking like it, like the young children.
Wow.
Really?
That's just down to racism.
Those are prejudice, isn't
You
it?
know what though? Look, you're saying that, you don't want to be on camera, do you?
No.
If they can see your Rasta Mouse. It clearly influenced you. Yeah. Well, that's the reason, man. It's mad.
Yeah.
It's, I think a
Movies
combination.
as well. You could say movies are to blame.
I think a combination of
I wouldn't say
everything.
to blame because
It's
at
a
the same
combination of
time,
everything.
you have to have sense.
Well, who teaches this child sense is the parents.
Of course, it's the parents.
So
that
it
teaches you
takes
sense.
it down to the parents again.
But at the same time, practice what you preach.
Preach, that's right.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say? If all your youth sees you shotting, doing this, doing that,
That becomes a norm for them.
it becomes the norm, right?
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm
It's a
trying to
hard, it's poverty, man. It comes right down to that. I think
say?
personally.
I lived a specific life I needed
Yeah.
to live before I had kids.
Yeah, it comes to that.
Now I don't need to portray or live that
That's
certain
right.
way because now I know people are watching me.
Some people could
So
even
having
say,
kids changed the way your lifestyle
Changed my
was.
whole mindset and everything. Everything. Trust me.
It does that. Yeah.
100%.
For some people.
Well, it's meant to. If it doesn't, then
even the other day,
drag you to hell.
I was here and then I think I came out. I think it was just.
Whoa, you came out of the closet finally.
You fell into that one.
I was out here.
You was out there what? Chilling.
Chilling at the front.
You sit at the front, yeah?
And then
This is going
my
somewhere. I know
mum walks past. with her little son, and she was pushing a pram. Probably maybe like a 1-year-old in a pram, 2-year-old. Son was about maybe 4, 5.
Really staring, it's no.
No, because then I think the son done something, and then the mum just grabbed. What the fuck are you doing? Fuck.
Yeah, that's wrong. Yeah, in public and then things like that.
Do you know what I mean? It's like that child's growing up.
Thinking
That kind of energy, that's bullying.
Yeah. Because you know it's nursery.
Straight to nursery.
Yeah.
Toy jack. Fuck.
Yeah,
that mum, see that mums and dads and all that stuff?
There.
There's no explanation.
It's all about the energy,
Some people have outbursts for no
energy.
reason, and the children think it's the norm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think everything, combination of everything. Some people say even go down to slavery. It's got us where we are today, in a sense. Because that affects
slavery has kind of
affects everything to where it is now.
hereditary affected the mind.
Well, I used to post that. Who remembers when you used to come to my show? I had the Willie Lynch thing up there.
No, but you know what it is?
And I'm
You know
like,
what
like
we're talking now, yeah? It's sounding like it's just happening in the black culture. It's happening in every culture. They just
Yeah, exactly, yeah, it's true.
They just highlight it with us.
No, I don't know.
No. It's because you know what they say about the knife crime.
Right.
They say about the knife crime. I'm going to point something out.
In Manchester,
There was something now in Essex. Who remembers the girl that got stabbed, and then there was purple ribbons everywhere.
They thought it was black people.
They thought it was black people that did it, and it was a white guy that did it. But you know what they did in the news? They put the black guy's face up because he was standing there with him.
so I'm saying.
And this is what, and then you say to yourself, all right, some may say, oh, it's racism. Some may look at me and say, oh, what are you talking about? Unless you've been like me, I just want to point this out. I've never seen a white person being chased down the road by a bunch of black guys trying anything derogatory towards them. It's happened to one of us in one form or other, whether it's the police or whether it's a group of white boys in some area. Do you know what I mean? If you went to certain areas, it weren't even postcode wars. It was just white people chasing you down because you were black. And this is what I'm trying to say with the youth today. Try not to forget where you're coming from, because we have to fight in a different struggle. Right now, you're not fighting against each other for what? You understand what I'm saying to you? Because back in the day, and this is our lifetime, we're still breathing. We can tell you our stories. Do you understand?
Fighting for the roles and postcodes that the police don't even want you on.
Fighting for the roles and the postcodes that the police don't even want you on.
And you see,
And what people need to realise as well is that when you're doing all these crimes, they get funding in these areas put more police to man the streets, or whatever it may be or whatnot. We're just making it worse for ourselves, because I'm seeing a big diverse. Dalston used to be West Indian shop, hair shop, West Indian shop, phone shop, West Indian shop. Now it's changed for the good. Don't get me wrong, I'm seeing different things, but
Dawson used to have a bit of culture for me.
yeah,
when I was young.
we know, because it was us. No, it's better culture for us because we could relate in this thing. But what I'm saying now is that
Going
that
in, you
was
can always hear reggae when you're in Wrigley.
that's right, reggae and Wrigley,
It's
all
all
that
the incense.
incense. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Beer
Yeah,
Rasta
but
man walking.
I would like to say though, like the other kids are doing it, but where the crimes, we're getting the long sentences. They're either busing case
That's right.
or they get.
no, I don't.
You gotta try to say we're more than like we're more likely to get
trying to
expelled.
run away from the truth, bro. In London, check the statistics. Yeah, forget what happened in whatever it was, North, when they found a way to calm down. In London, it's what I'm seeing, what I'm reading.
That's right.
The statistics are black young youths are killing each other daily.
100%. But nobody said anything different.
No. But they're saying that other people didn't. Other communities. I ain't heard. No. In London, no.
They're busting case.
No. I haven't heard. No.
Do you know
Me
what
personally.
Do you know what bad Liverpool is?
No. Okay, that's Liverpool.
No,
Scotland.
Right? Scotland win. Now?
Yes.
What?
You know what you want to tell you?
That was then. Glasgow was then. They found a way to sort it out. They dealt with the communities. The community got involved with the young people, and they calmed it down.
Well, look how much times we tried to get involved.
If you go on,
how much times we tried to get involved as a community and it gets shut down. Whether it's
no, but then so what are we doing as a community?
No, it's not
to
that.
find out?
We're not fighting back.
What are you
That's the
doing?
problem.
Why are you? That's what they're.
I've got you. I'm working with different young people in my own little small capacity.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Until we come together and work as a.
I can't see someone else's kid. I've got my own.
No, I understand that.
I might sound selfish.
It's not just
but
that.
if anyone who help is
But this is our problem.
No.
Because until that,
listen.
until somebody brings out that to you now, or brings that madness to your son or your daughter, yeah, down there. that brings that to your son in the 5-6 years, because there's going to be someone else's son that's going to come and try and move to your son that's a decent youth, yeah? And because he's a decent guy, he's not going to be able to deal with that. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if we say, oh, it's not my problem, it's not my issue, it becomes an issue then.
That's not what I'm saying.
But
I'm not saying it's not my issue, not thing. Like I said to you, I never told you to have a child or you to have a child, so that's not my responsibility. Right, my responsibility is my children. So what's this? So if your child puts something on my child, then I will have a conversation with you, innit? Do you know what I'm saying to you? Right, so my point is this, before we even have that conversation, boy, I'm that kind of person because I grew up around it. You know, like you used to have an auntie and uncle used to come to your house and say, so what, he don't know better. Where you jump off the chair for? And you would look at you like, and they'll look at their mum, and mum would say, boy, don't look at me, you know. And that's what needs to be done more now. You understand? Because if I see your youth doing something, this is what's happening. Why are you shouting at my youth for? Bro, I'm not being funny. I know that you wouldn't want your son doing exactly what I just saw him do. And I wouldn't want you to, if you saw him doing something and you let him get away with it, I'll be more angry with you than you actually shouting at him. You see my point? Because we grew up in a community. Remember when we grew up, you know, if you did something at the bottom of the road by razzle dazzle, by the time you get to home in Holly Street, think about it. How the hell did you learn that out? How did you figure that? Who ran you?
Back then, you couldn't even borrow your friend's toy and bring it to your house.
Yes, man couldn't come to your front door. The people couldn't come to your front door. It's like, you know, you
come back in those hairline. Your mum saying, "Give me back his hairline."
I don't know. I think I don't know if maybe I'm not paying enough attention. But
you got youth yet?
You know though.
Right. So what's this? So maybe it's because you haven't got a youth yet and you don't know that this yet. But there's a fear that I have with mine, even especially today. Like, I'm like, why did I find myself seeing these kids running around? And I said, you know what, let me go bust up and go get my son. He comes on by himself, because I don't want him now, because I'm seeing with their adolescent ways, and they're fighting against each other with people in their own school. But I don't like your school in that uniform, because this is the times we're going around it. So I had to meet him at the top of the road. And I know he's more than capable of handling himself, but I had to meet him, because it's not about one or two, it's loads of them. It's collective now. I mean, you've seen the video, me and you have an argument, and then you're shubs me on the side like an idiot. Do you understand what I'm saying? So this is what it is. So there has to be something, like if you see your brethren's kids doing wrong, so what, you really let them get away with that? I don't care if I'm hotting you up, but the fact is, I have to put something in your mind to make you recognise and remember where you're coming from. You wasn't raised that way. So why are you letting your kids do that? Why are you letting your kids do that?
But it's the same thing when we was younger. We was doing things, as you said, that our moms...
Yeah, but we get away with it.
Wouldn't approve of.
No, there was a fear there, but these kids have got no fear now. They've got no fear. Do you think anyone could go to Auntie Janet's house and tell her about whatever and spit in her face?
Oh, no.
Think about it. Do you think anyone could go to your mum's house and do that? All your brothers would be in jail. Do you think someone could come to my mum's house because somebody... No way. Now you got kids... I'm hearing... It's disgusting me. I'm hearing... Man are slapping people's mums. So that's where the line draws, because I know now there's something to break down.
We're failing on our side. These youth man.
Are you failing as a parent by telling your daughters that not to date this man or what man to date or whatever? No, you're not.
But it's not just me.
No, but that's what. No, but what I'm saying. But go back to the. But what's this? But here. No, listen. See this here. One thing black people are good at is speaking. I don't have to hit my son for him to understand. I can talk to. Hey. You see? That was a demonstration there. So I'm just telling you, I don't have to hit you. No, but this is my point. So then you standing here, if you don't do the same thing, then you're doing something wrong then. And I'm going to draw you out on it. You're doing something wrong. Because we should all be, this is how you should be talking to your children. What, they're going to make a law now you can't shout at your kids? As long as I can do that, you've got to start from, like your nan used to say, bend the tree while it's young. There's a way of disciplining your children. And one thing I would say is this: when we got, that's what I'm saying to you.
Mental abuse.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly, mental abuse. All these things. So you got to make an understanding and shouting at them. It's like, look, I'm telling you this for your own good because in the real world, this is what goes on. That's how the step starts with my son. Not I'm shouting at you and then go to your room and I've explained to you
why.
I do know I could tell my son, and this is what it is, and I can tell him, and he'll be upset, and he'll come back in the room and he'll be like, Dad, I'm sorry. What are you sorry for? Because I did this and I'm not. Ross. Nah, I can't be hard with him no more, because you know what? He understood. He understood. And that means I know I'm doing my job. Yeah, I hear that. The reason why, do you know what? But if people keep saying it's me and they don't like what I'm saying or they do like what I'm saying, demonstrate more because we're all growing up with those values. And those, like you said, church, those values and them principles are going under the carpet and people forgetting about them. That's it. Soon, values and principles are going to become a fashion.
For instance, though, this is what I'm trying to say, yeah? Like, like just say from the roads, yeah? When we was out there doing certain things, there's people that we looked up to. We knew there was on badness. What you man doing out on the road? Go yard. Do you got what I'm trying to say? We're inviting you man in. And like not disrespecting, but you got people that can't hustle, gonna try and invite the youth man in and teach them man, like, do you got what I'm trying to say? With no morals. So you're never gonna win now, because they don't know no better.
But also as well, if you're living in a state as well and you know these things are going on as well, and you know that someone's going to infiltrate your youth, because this is what's going on, I'm afraid to say it, man, they're like, yeah, come, work for me, yeah, you're the big man, whatever. Where's the pep? Listen, I can't even allow you to get that close to my kid. He's going shopping, he's coming home. He's not going shopping absconding.
You see, that's the importance of having a father.
No, but this, right.
That's one thing.
Right, you see where I was getting to?
You said community service. It's very important. Because when the mom's having to work, yeah, 2 jobs sometimes, right, and the dad is still looking for what, 45-year-old grandmas are twerking, right? Wearing Jordans, and then Force Ones, dressing exactly like who's left to raise the young boy, what the environment and what they see, and then you got the before the elders were that they had respect for the elders. Now if the elders ain't making no money, elders what? You nobody, right? Now these are bringing them, like you said, oh go home. What time you? Why you have to do this? Right, now they're telling me, yo, go out of time. I got something for you. You know what I mean?
If someone goes to me, so
now I got one 14-year-old now. That's he got caught with £1,500 in his pocket. 14 years old. He got sliced. He almost shanked somebody.
And his mum and that say that he's good, isn't it?
But no, his mum is. She's trying.
The mum paying rent, cuz.
No, yeah, she's trying. He's moved to the dad. His dad wasn't around because all kinds of different things.
Yeah, this is the next thing. You're moving into the dad now because they want a man to discipline the child. But the discipline starts from when they're young. I know what raised me, innit? Having all the people in my community and elders and people like that. Like, I don't fear no man, but if I saw your brother, I'm not going to disrespect your brother because I remember when we was growing up. Do you understand? I'm not going to disrespect you because I remember when we was growing up. But the same thing as well, they will look at you and say, yeah, you've grown into a good man still. Do you see my point? They watch out, there's no hatred, no thing like that. No one's not saying, oh, well, you're doing better than me. Well done. Some people actually pat themselves on the back saying, we guided that person's life.
Well. Respect's gone.
Back in the relationship between an old, even on the road side of things, the relationship between an older and a younger was a genuine relationship. Now, it's more of an older.
No, it's an older and a worker.
No, it's an older and a worker, and it's basically like an older trying to get a younger to do his dirty work because he's not on that.
Yeah.
You know, you have to earn the right to be an older before. Like anybody can just come with money that's never put in work in their life. They're making you and do dirty work that they wouldn't even do.
Never do.
So that's why it's not out of control.
That's right, yeah.
100%. And that's why I've never told a man to go and do that and go and do that. That's why I would never ask a man to do something I could do my damn self.
That's why it's gone out of control. Because it's like
there's no respect for nothing.
Everybody's just doing it for their own.
I heard a woman say, boy, I've got my son, but I don't know what to do. Have you got brothers and uncles and granddad? I've seen them around. So I come, none of them are coming and drapes in this you up.
What Mitch said before.
Like they just said, you see, right?
Mitch said they got their own kids.
Yeah, but as a family base, this is what it is, isn't it?
Poverty again, bro.
It comes back down
that's
to
another thing. Poverty.
Nah,
Mum's trying to get it. The grandma's trying to get it.
How long we got?
But you know the joke is poverty. You can't use that one if we end it on that. Poverty, you can't. No, poverty. Yes, it is in every community. But there's people that find their way out, innit? Like they find a solution or something. If you do this, you do that. You can't tell me that. I watched something, MasterChef. The man goes, boy, I was living in a poor-stricken area, but my uncle said, why don't you become a chef? And I did that, and he became a chef. He got a Michelin star. And I'm like, well, he understood. It's a process. Like, why don't these guys who do shop food realize it's a process? And within that process, there's a big risk. Just like you could lose your money for your business if you put it in there. Oh, that's long. Well, it's long if you're gonna go and do that. Make all that money now. And what you know that one, you don't realize that you go outside now and all of a sudden you've been nubbed. That's gone in an instant. See, that process is the same within business.
But your environment,
but it's up to you what you feel comfortable doing it, because you can make the same amount of money, or if not more, doing things legit. And just take your time. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Guys, great combo. Need to wrap it up. Yeah? Always. Until next time.
Final words.
Leonel LeQuent. Yeah. Find me Leonel LeQuent Instagram.
You find me on The Only Barber on Instagram, or Perry Morgan on Facebook.
At Mitch Fly, Instagram. Final words.
Final words. I'll say my final words on drill music or any music is that music bears on your energy. So what you listen to becomes your energy. That's my final words.
My final words is that, you know, don't be afraid to talk to your
final
kids.
words is or your final word?
Final words, sorry. Final words. No, don't be afraid to talk with your kids, seriously. And you as parents, you know, whether you're old or young, you know what you've been through. And if you know what you've been through, try not to make your kids go through that as well. Like, seriously, it's all good
100%.
when they're done speaking about it and saying, oh, this is what I want for them. Show them what you want for them. Do you understand? And that's what I encourage that. Seriously, that's my final word.
Final word, let's bring back more community. Let's bring back more community, because I think all of us here, one way or another, can shape the next generation. That's our duty, it's our job to do that. So let's bring back that community feeling, and you know, and yeah.
Before it's too late, man.
Yeah, losing our kids, man.
Yeah.
Know what it is, man?
Yeah.